Hello, welcome to Revenant Reads. I'm Vin, and these are the S&T book tags. So both these tags were created by Jim over at Jim's Books, Readings, and Stuff. It's always kind of a mouthful when I say that. He had made these a few months back. Didn't have time to do them then, but I am doing them now. And he has created tags based on letters of the alphabet. So here we go, first with the S tag. The first prompt is, S is for science fiction. Which science fiction author have you read the most books by? I think H.G. Wells. I think I've read more from him than I have Jules Verne. I think H.G. Wells, though, is probably the one I've read the most from. S is for Star Trek. Which is your favorite Star Trek series? Star Trek: The Next Generation. That is the one that got me into Star Trek. I didn't watch it necessarily when it was on TV. I caught some episodes here and there, but more fell in love with it after the fact. But yeah, that's the iteration of Star Trek that I feel most home in, that I would like to, visit, I guess you could say. S is for school story. What is your favorite book with a school setting? I don't think I've read a lot of books with school settings. I mean, I almost want to say Harry Potter. Not that I'm the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I did like the school setting quite a bit in that. It definitely felt, kind of like home after a while. So yeah, I mean, Hogwarts, I guess. I guess Harry Potter would be my answer for that. S is for satire. Which is your favorite satirical novel? I mean, I think one of the classics is, of course, Candide by Voltaire. Really just destroying that whole concept of, is this the best of all possible worlds, and then proceeding to put his characters through one horrible situation after another. That, and then of course there's Catch-22 by Joseph Heller, a very good satirical World War II novel. One that took me a little while to get into. I remember reading the first 100 pages and not really liking it. And I was talking to somebody who was a history teacher about that, and he said, stick with it. He said, I think you'll like it by the end. He was right. I stuck with it, and I really ended up enjoying that novel. I'm skipping some of these that I just don't have the ability to answer. So I'm going down to S is for Steinbeck. Which is your favorite Steinbeck novel? Well, the only one that I've read is one I still have sitting here from a previous video I was making, and that's Of Mice and Men. That's the only Steinbeck that I've read so far. And I do like it. S is for Sartre. Is Sartre worth reading? I'm not sure. I think I've actually read more about Sartre than I've actually read Sartre, I think. I've read parts of Sartre. I haven't read like a whole complete thing. But from what I've read, I've liked. But difficult to say. I'm not obviously enough of an authority to ask this. Next one, S is for Shakespeare. Which is your favorite Shakespeare play? I've said this many times recently in videos, but Macbeth. Macbeth is my favorite. It just kind of hits all the things that I like. It's got witches. It's like early medieval. We're in Scotland. Got this ghosts, revenants coming back and haunting him. This kind of downfall of this person into a megalomaniacal villain. I just like Macbeth a lot. What was the last Shakespeare play you saw performed at the theater? I think the last one I saw performed at the theater was down in the Blackfriars Playhouse, which is down in Staunton, Virginia. I think some of them say Stanton. I think they pronounce it that way, but I'm going to say Staunton because that's how it's spelled. And it's kind of cool. It's a building that's, I think it was originally like a warehouse, but they actually built the Blackfriars Theater as a freestanding structure within that building. So the rest of the building could fall away and that thing is still standing. And of course everybody knows of the Globe Theater, but it wasn't the only theater house that Shakespeare's plays were performed in. So one of them, it was a smaller one called the Blackfriars, and that's what they built a replica of. And I'd seen one there. I think it was Love's Labour's Lost. I think I saw one. I think that's what I saw performed there. And that was the last one, I believe. Yeah, of course, in the last couple of years, I haven't been to many performances during the pandemic. Um, S is for Stalin. Stalin was a monster. Does he have any redeeming qualities? I don't think so. Everything that I've read about him, he just seems like a grade A-hole. So no, I'm going to say no. Nothing redeeming about him. He doesn't seem like you didn't even want to be in the room with him. S is for short story. What is your preferred length of fictional reading material? Preferred length? I don't know, maybe like between like 200 and 300 pages or something like that. I guess it's my preferred length. I don't have a lot of experience with big, thick tomes of fiction. I know some people will get lost in that, but I don't know. If I see something longer than a couple hundred pages, I get worried that, you know, the author's going to unnecessarily drag things on. So that's my thought on that, at least. S is for subscribers. Not a prompt, just a thank you. And this is when he passed the 500 mark. So good for him. Bonus prompts. S is for Scotland. What is your favorite book set in Scotland? Can I just say Macbeth again? Not exactly a book, but we'll go with that, I think. He does have a question about the supernatural, but it's too hard for me to answer in any succinct way, so I'm actually going to skip it. It's something I'm sure will come up in some videos that I make at some point. S is for superhero. Who is your favorite superhero? That'd be, I guess, either Batman or Spider-Man. I like both of those. And that is it for the T tag. We are now moving on to the... No, sorry, that is for the S tag. We are now moving on to the T tag. The first prompt there is S is for Twain and Tom Sawyer. What is the importance of Tom Sawyer? I don't feel that I'm qualified necessarily to answer a question like this. When I think of Tom Sawyer, I think of youth, an American maybe idea of youth, and also American kind of ingenuity, moving into entrepreneurship. You know, there's clever ways that he would have things done. I think that many Americans would maybe like to see themselves as a Tom Sawyer type. But that's going to be my very bad answer for that. Skipping down to the next one of the ones down here. T is for toilet. Do you read in the toilet? What do you call the toilet? What would be ideal reading matter for the smallest room? Yes, I do. I usually say I'm going to the bathroom, but the thing I sit on is the toilet, and I do also read in there. The ideal reading matter, I don't know, just about anything. It's maybe, for me at least, having small kids, it's sometimes the quietest place that I could find. So I guess whatever I really need to concentrate on is actually probably a good thing to bring with me. T is for Turner. Who is your favorite English painter? Which is your favorite Turner painting? I don't know if I have a favorite English painter. I had to look up some of the Turner paintings because I know I've seen some of them, but I didn't remember their names. But there is one called Fisherman at Sea from 1796. It's like a night scene where the moon is shining on a small fishing vessel. I really like that one. T is for tea. What is your preferred drink when reading? I don't have a preferred drink when reading. Whatever's at hand if I'm thirsty. Next one, T is for Turkey. Have you been to Turkey? Who is your favorite Turkish writer? I have not been to Turkey. Technically, as far as writers, I think Herodotus was born in what is present-day Turkey, I think. So I'm going to say Herodotus. Obviously it wasn't present day when he was born. I mean, that the borders now encompass that. T is for Tyrannosaurus Rex. What is your favorite dinosaur? I love was it the Dreadnought? The huge, I think it was the biggest dinosaur they ever found. That was discovered in like Argentina or something. I think that's awesome. When I go to museum, museums that have dinosaur bones, like the American Museum of Natural History in New York City or something like that. I just want to find the biggest dinosaurs and just imagine something like that. So I really like that. I've also become more fascinated with pteranodons, like just these flying dinosaurs, what these things must have been like to see going in the skies. I think that'd be awesome. Next one, what is your favorite book with a prehistoric setting? I guess technically the stories of Conan by Robert E. Howard. That's in a prehistoric age, technically. I know there's writing during that time, but it's supposed to be a time period before when we started actually paying attention to history. So it's kind of prehistoric, but not, but I'm going to go with that. T is for Tolstoy. What is your favorite novel by Tolstoy? I have not read Tolstoy yet. T is for theater. What was the last time you went to the theater? Excuse me. Before the pandemic, we had gone to Broadway to go see the Book of Mormon, and that was a lot of fun. We had a great time with that. We have a really good local theater. They put on really high quality productions. I think one of the last ones we saw before the pandemic was Young Frankenstein the musical, and that was terrific fun. And then right around that same time, I don't remember which one was first, in another town that has lower production, but it was still fun, they did a performance of Sweeney Todd, and we went and saw that. T is for Trollope and Thackeray. Which of these two Victorian writers do you prefer? Haven't read either. Now we're on to the bonus prompts. T is for time travel. Do you have a favorite book about time travel? I would say The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. Just terrific. T is for teacher. Did you have a good literature teacher in high school? Yeah, I would say so. I had the same teacher for actually my freshman and my junior year, and then she ended up, she was really more social studies person first, which I think was great because she always brought in historical context to the things that we were reading. And that helped me appreciate the readings way more. But she also did a great job teaching us sentence structure and not sentence, essay structure. So I think I was a very strong essay writer by the time I got to college. But yeah, I think that she was a very good literature teacher. Next, T is for Tribble from Star Trek. What is the cutest alien in books, TV series, or movies? I don't know. I mean, everybody loves the child from The Mandalorian, Baby Groot. I mean, those are pretty popular ones. I remember there was a movie that came out when I was a kid. It was a Flight of the Navigator about this kid who's like in a spaceship and flying around the Earth on this thing. But there was like a menagerie of aliens inside the ship, and there was this one little thing that would hang upside down. I remember thinking that he was really cute. He would hang out with the kid. T is for tragedy. Do you have a favorite tragedy? I've mentioned this play so many times, but Macbeth by Shakespeare. T is for To Kill a Mockingbird. Have you read it? Did you like it? I did read it, but I was a teenager. So I always kind of put air quotes, around read it. And I'd have to reread it to know if I really liked it. And sorry if you're hearing noise. My daughter's making all kinds of noises in the next room. I got one more prompt, though. T is for Twitter. Do you find Twitter a toxic environment? I don't engage enough with it to know how toxic it is, but the format just doesn't agree with me. I've tried it out, and I don't like using it. I still use Facebook, at least for my the Horror Cast, which is the horror movie podcast, horror movie discussion podcast that I'm a co-host of. I use Facebook for that, and really only that. And I have started using Instagram a little bit more as kind of a bridge between my horror podcasting stuff and my booktube stuff. So Instagram's kind of the places where those two things meet. And that's about it for social media. But Twitter just didn't agree with me. And that is it. Those are the SNT tags. So as always, thank you to Jim for creating these tags. I always think that they're great fun, even though I'm getting to them super late. And as always, to those of you who are watching, thank you, Booktube.